What's up, Packers fans? Aaron Nagler here from CHTV, coming to you live from New York City. And I'm joined, as always, by my co-host here at CHTV, Mr. Corey Banke, coming to us live from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Corey, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
What's up? What's going on? No one here to see me, so hello, everybody. Let's get to the man himself, the hosts with the most.
That's right.
Let's do this.
The man, the myth, the legend, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome a man who carried the ball 11 times yesterday for 53 yards and added 6 receptions for another 44 yards, not to mention some incredible blitz pickups. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr. A.J. Dillon.
Yeah.
There he is.
What's going on? What's going on? Happy to be back.
Good to see you, man.
People.
Good to see you. You're back in the captain's chair there. You've been bouncing around. You've been mobile, like Bane talks about. You've been mobile for a few weeks now, but now you're back. Obviously, tough loss yesterday, last-second loss. That's a tough one. But, man, you were an absolute champ. I talked about the blitz pickups. I want to talk about that first because, obviously, Mike Zimmer is known. League-wide, we've heard Aaron talk a lot about it, giving you different looks, trying to confuse you, trying to get guys second-guessing themselves, what have you. You were on point every single play. There was one third down. You guys were backed up in your own end where they had the guy up in the A-gap. He drops as if he's going to go into cover and then comes on a blitz. I mean, they were throwing everything at you guys. How was the week of practice? You didn't have Rodgers there all week until like Friday, but you guys seemed the blitz pickup kind of package, the protection package, looked like it was on point. How was that during the week and how was it during the game?
Yeah, we knew, obviously, us having played, well, I would say the team having played Zimmer's defenses a bunch, they knew he's really great at what he does, and they got a bunch of, veteran guys over there on the defense. So we knew they're going to be smart. They're going to have keys. They're going to have tells on our offense to kind of, it's week 11 now or week 10. So you know what other teams are doing. You can kind of see it. There's enough film on it. And at this point, it's just really about being detailed. So, we kind of prepared for everything, honestly. We had just blitzes coming this way, that way. Sometimes I honestly felt like some of the scout team guys were just calling their own blitz. But, I definitely felt prepared. I feel like the coaches did a really good job, preparing to meet myself, the offensive line, Patrick Taylor as well. Some of the tight ends were involved in some blitz pickups. So I think we did a really good job at that. So definitely happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, it is an operation, right? It is all of you. You talk about the tight ends, the line, the backs, everybody. But then, especially the quarterback, how tough is it to get into a rhythm, especially early in the game? You guys, a little bit herky-jerky. Obviously, you picked up and got on fire basically at the end of the first half, into the second half. How tough is that? Quarterback not practicing. This is the second week now where you haven't had QB1 there, albeit like maybe 15 reps, I think they said, on Friday. Is that difficult as far as you get into game action? It's a really hostile environment. Is it tough to just kind of pick it up and go when when your quarterback hasn't been in practice all week?
Honestly, not really. Probably in some other scenario, but we're talking about Aaron Rodgers here, and this man practically wrote our playbook. So, he was like, still like, obviously he wasn't practicing, but he was there kind of behind the scenes, in the meeting rooms, giving us, the tutelage and the knowledge that we needed and things like that. So, it wasn't like he was just like gone, like in a void somewhere. He was still around, still able to coach us up and things like that. And so, that was great to, obviously have his knowledge because he's gone against the Vikings. He's played there with the fans, obviously, plenty of times. So even things like that, just controlling the environment, like little things. I obviously haven't played there with fans. And, I felt really prepared.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. I mean, last year, obviously, week 1, empty stadium, your rookie year. Talk about a break, so to speak. How loud was it yesterday? Did it make communication? Obviously, I'm sure Aaron, the coaches, what have you, said going into this game, it is going to be ridiculously loud. I don't think people who maybe haven't been in that building on, say, like a third down, really understand how, like, it's almost painful how loud it is. Did that really kind of, like, not shock you, but was it like kind of an adjustment period there?
Yeah, so the thing is, there were some times where it was really, really loud. Like you said, kind of like almost hurting your ears. Like we're in there in the huddle, it's third down, and like Aaron's like right here, but I'm like really trying to hear. But like overall, for the majority of the game, it wasn't crazy loud. But I do think it's also had to do with all the Packers fans that we had there. We had a lot of support out there, which is big kudos to, our fans and stuff. There was certain times where we had the "Go Pack Go" chant, screaming over the Vikings fan, trying to shush everybody down. So, that was awesome. It's always great to, go on the road and always feel like it's a home game.
Right.
I haven't been anywhere yet where we haven't had, I haven't heard it "Go Pack Go" when we need a third down on defense. So, it's definitely awesome. Big shout out to, the fans that we have and the way that they travel.
We heard from Matt LaFleur earlier today that the option play where Randall Cobb pitches it to you and you guys pick up a first down. Fucking awesome play. Secondly,
that was so amazing.
He said that J.O., I guess, discovered that or stole that from somebody. I don't need you, obviously, to say where you got it or whatever, but how long have you been practicing that? Is that something that goes back to camp? Because I'm there every day at camp, and I don't remember seeing it. So how long have you guys been working on that one?
It was a fairly recent thing that we threw in there. But, we practiced it a few times. Me and Randall felt pretty comfortable with it. We did it in one of our practices, and the coaches are like, might not be the first third down call we have, but, we'll see. So, honestly, I'm sure Randall was also like, we probably won't run it. But, we ran it. We were prepared for it. And we got that first. So, it was fun. You don't really get that many options in the league. So
no, exactly.
Awesome.
Well, that's why Corey and I absolutely flipped out when that happened live.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
There's no doubt about it.
I got an option, little toss from Randall Cobb to get a first down. My life's complete.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of first downs, you guys ended up behind the sticks a lot, especially early on. Like penalties, what have you, put you in a lot of 1st and 20s. And it seemed like as the game went on, Aaron was really content to, they always say, just try and get 10 back, right? Put yourself in a manageable second down, what have you. It seemed like Minnesota, especially when they got up a couple scores, played a lot of too high. Aaron would see whatever and then go, okay, and then hit you on a check down, and then you basically, and I wanted to know, are you just ready, okay, I know I'm the check down guy, and there's going to be, all eyes on me, and here come 20 dudes coming to try and tackle me. Are you just, resigned to that at that point, okay, I'm a bowling ball and just get what I can?
Yeah, I mean, something people always talk about is, the check down route or the outlet. And so in situations like that, you normally have a protection assignment first. I'm going through my protection. If nothing's coming, I don't need to help anywhere. I'll get out there and I'll be kind of like a last resort or a safe option. And, with them playing a lot of too high, there was a lot of opportunities for the running backs to get open. Obviously, I had a few receptions that game. So, but, it's nice to, for 12 to dump it off to me and know or trust that I can go advance the ball and things like that. And it's also so much fun for me to, I keep coming on here each week and I'm getting more and more comfortable. It's really fun, because obviously I didn't catch the ball much at Boston College and really never really needed to in high school and just run the ball.
Right.
So now I'm starting to get a feel for being in open space with these defenders, how they're tackling.
Yeah, you are.
So I feel like I'm just adding more and more tools to the work shed or whatever. So it's fun.
Hey,
it's fun
speaking of tools, how about those hops? That one in the right flat where Rodgers threw it high. You went and skied for that. Greg Olson on the broadcast is like, that's really impressive. I'm like, yeah, guy can sky. That was a great catch, man.
I had enough failed Lambeau leap
Oh my!
For anybody. So anytime I get a Lambeau leap, I'm make sure I'm jumping over the thing. I'm gonna jump for every ball. I don't want anybody to question the hops ever again.
No, exactly. Well, we're talking about check downs, dump offs, what have you. Talk about workloads, though. I mean, that's obviously okay. Things are covered. I want to hit my back out of the backfield. I don't know if you caught Jonathan Taylor's kind of explosion there for the Colts yesterday.
Yeah.
Is that something where maybe you'll cut that up and send it to the coaches and like, hey, I can do this.
Yeah.
This is me.
It's definitely nothing I'm going to send. I don't.
I'll do it. I'm sorry. I'll do it. Sorry.
I don't have that type of vet status yet. But, kind of like what I said, in their interviews when we had the general press in there and everybody was asking me about being RB1. And honestly, since I've been here, I've always said, whenever my number is called, I want to be ready to go. So in the plays where my number was called or I needed to be out there, the ball was in my hands, I tried to do the most with what I could. I also said if it was 4 carries or 40, I'd be ready. And, I feel like that still holds true. So, on the 11 I had, obviously there's things I wish I could have, a couple things I could have done better. But if it were 33 carries or however many JT had, whatever, I'm down for it. I've done it in college. I think I averaged like 25 carries a game. So
I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
I know, but he popped off, man. I texted him after that. I was like, okay, say something to the rest of us, man.
I'll bet.
Come on now.
I'll bet. Hey, speaking of workloads, how desperately do you guys need this bye? I mean, I know you can only play the games on your schedule, and you got to take what the NFL gives you schedule-wise, but a Week 13 bye, we see the injury report. It's like a CVS receipt. I think Tyler coined that the other day. How badly do you guys need a bye? I mean, you've got to feel it. I mean, I need a bye, and I'm just sitting here like on a computer, drinking beer, watching the game. I got to think you guys are like ready for it.
I definitely think the bye would be good for everybody, coaches, players, staff included, just to kind of take a beat to, refresh. And then what do we got? 5 more games after that. And then kind of lock in for the next 5, and then, playoffs and everything like that. Anytime you can get a bye, kind of get off your legs, let your body recover. It's a physical game, playing great teams every week. So I think the whole team, everybody was going to definitely benefit from it. But, first we're looking at this Rams game and figuring out our game plan to go win this one.
That's right. You're darn right. We get a bunch of Lambeau leaps on Sunday. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey,
let's bring in our esteemed panel, powerhouse panel this week.
Waiting patiently.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Sidelines.
We've got Sarah Kelliher. We've got Al Bracco, first-timer Al Bracco, and Monte Moore returning, our reigning champion. All coming with the heat. They got some great questions.
Monte out here with the green screen. I like it.
Yeah. I had to be as professional as possible, so you guys are welcome.
Well, thank goodness. You got to up the quotient here because goodness knows we don't do it. Sarah, I think, I'm sorry. We'll start with Monte. We're talking about Monte. Let's go to Monte. Monte, what you got for AJ?
So, first of all, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It's that week.
Happy Thanksgiving.
AJ, good for you guys that, you get to play a home game, so you're not traveling a ton holiday week. So, with that being said, what's your favorite tradition on Thanksgiving, and what's your number one Thanksgiving side dish?
Well, you just set me up there. Well, first, actually, my favorite tradition on Thanksgiving, I think would be, I've actually never participated in one, but turkey bowls, I think, are so cool. And for anybody who's doesn't know what that is, kind of like when all your high school buddies or friends from Pop Warner and everything get back together, or your family, if you have enough family to fill out a team, go ahead and play against each other and play some touch football. I have always in high school I went to a boarding school, so I was always away for Thanksgiving. College, we were probably traveling, doing something now here. But I do think it's a sick tradition. I love when people do it. I get fired up for it.
Super competitive too.
My brother-in-law, he went to Ashwaubenon, and they had a Jaguars versus, I think, Notre Dame Turkey Bowl last year, and I pulled up and was fired up. I was the only fan out there. Me and my friend. I even brought my drone. I was getting overhead shots.
Nice.
You are Corey Banky on the Packers. That's amazing.
I love it. I
super committed.
Love it. But also favorite side dish, got to go with some Monte applesauce, of course. You can dip some turkey in there, put Monte in everything, really.
Boom!
Might put Monte applesauce on top of my cranberry sauce. Yeah, who knows?
There you go.
Why limit yourself?
Like your teammate Rashawn says, put cheese on everything. AJ Dillon's out here saying put Mott's on everything. I like
Mott's
it.
on everything.
Well played. Well played. I love it. Next up, we have Al. And AJ, I got to let you know, Al has some stuff he wants to ask you. He's got a few things. Got a few things in mind here.
I always have questions.
Al, what's up?
AJ, good to meet you on here. It's been fun to kind of get to know you a little bit through these shows. And, my impression of you is that you're a little bit of a Renaissance man. You seem to be passionate about exploring and trying a wide variety of new things, whether it's sports cards, NFTs, Door County life, or whatever. And it seems like when you find something that creates a spark, you're all in with it as much as you are with your quads. So my question is, how did you develop this thirst for knowledge and experiencing new things?
That is a fantastic question. I appreciate you, Al. Thank you. Obviously, first time. Nice to meet you. Also, I wanted to say, before you even ask your question, you have the best backdrop we've seen so far, or I've seen so far doing the show. But I guess the thirst for experiences, I'm not really sure where it is, but there's something about me and just kind of the way I was brought up is I really do enjoy people, first of all, like people that I really like. I'm a big family person. So people, whether it's actual family or coaches that come into my life or friends or whatever, people inside that circle, I love to, be around them, do what interests them. And then kind of like you said, if something comes to me and I start to feel a little passionate about it, I'm a all in type of guy. There's no 50%. My fiance is right over here and she's giving me the face because it's like, if there's something I want, like I'm all in. Like I'll buy, like we started playing shuffleboard. Her family has a shuffleboard table up in Door County, the indoor.
Those are fun.
And I'm like, we need a shuffleboard table. I'm going to practice and I'll be a dual sport athlete, football, shuffleboard. So, I think when I find something that I'm passionate about, I really do, want to go out there and show it. And I'm also not scared to kind of tell everybody about my passions. And, you'd be surprised as how many other people like the things that you might think are not the coolest, but there's a lot of people out there that have the same interest.
Interesting. All right. Now we'll get to a football question now. Those of us who are fans of physical football, really enjoy seeing you meet up with a linebacker in the hole and completely plundering his soul and then carrying him on your back for like another 5 yards. But I'd like to flip this around on you and say, has there been somebody who really hit you really, really hard that maybe surprised you and maybe made you for momentarily question why you wanted to be an NFL running back? Momentarily,
I'd say all time, and for this always pops in my head, this is not NFL, but all time.
Okay.
I might have said this before on the show, I'm not sure. Bradley Chubb, who's now in the Broncos, when he was at NC State and I was at Boston College my freshman year. I didn't start at BC until my 7th game. I had that breakout six game against Louisville, blah, blah, and the rest was history. But we played NC State, I think, week 8 or 9. So I'm kind of getting in that starting role, getting some newspaper clipping, getting some headlines, kind of feeling myself. Freshman, first time really being the guy. And we're playing NC State, and I break off a long run, score a touchdown, right? NC State's down. And then I run an outside zone to the left. I remember it clear as day. And I'm running. I see this one guy, it's Bradley Chubb. They talked about how he gets to the quarterback. I'm not worried about that. I'm running the ball. This guy reaches out, grabs my chest, just grabs me, stops me completely where I am, pulls me into him, picks me up, and just piles me to the ground. And it was like nothing I've ever experienced before to this day. I remember being down there, and like it honestly hurt so bad that like my eyes started watering, and I was like trying to like make sure nobody thought like I was down there crying. And like the coach is already calling another run plan. I'm like, I don't know if I want to run the ball again.
Okay.
But
good story.
That's for sure the one that pops into mind.
That's amazing.
Right. And finally, I just have a suggestion for you. I think the world needs a new action superhero, and I could see Quadzilla as being the answer. I see comic books, movies, action figures. Yeah. Go talk to your agent.
Yeah, we got to start franchising it. It's actually really funny. Aaron Jones, he always says, his joke is always, he always says, I'm built like a G.I. Joe action figure. Because we're right next to each other in the locker. He's like, I swear I've seen you in G.I. Joe.
Perfect. I love it. Well, yeah, I think, Al, you are absolutely correct. We got to get action figures, the whole 9 yards. That makes
comic book would be sick.
Hey, Corey, we could talk to Brent about that. That's a good idea, actually. Just realizing that right now. Finally, we got Sarah. Sarah, always great. Our game recapper here at Cheesehead TV. Knocked it out of the park again yesterday. Sarah, what do you got for
Let's give it up for Sarah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Thank you. AJ, I know you've had a lot of big things happen for you recently, but I bet the one that's at the top of the list is getting the key to Door County. So would love to hear about that and maybe what you have planned next since you have a bit of an in now.
Yeah, that was awesome. I had no idea. Destination Door County reached out to my fiance, who I'm a little upset with right now because she kept it from me all week. I just thought I was going to a dinner hosted by them, but she kept that secret a little too well. But no, they brought me there and they had their meeting and everything, and they had a whole slideshow, all the kind of social posts I did for Door County, and just kind of thanked me for some of the people that I've drawn up there. And it's awesome. I always talk about it. I'm always posting, obviously, but it's really for me, besides obviously going out there having a good time in the summer, it's really like kind of escape from, like, especially in the season when we have an off day, we'll go up there for a night and just do nothing but just relax and just kind of be away, clear my mind. And it's really nice to have a place like that. Just kind of feels what's the word, kind of like serenity, I guess. So it's awesome. And just kind of see how everybody in the area is reacting to me going up is an extra plus. I went to AC Tap last weekend, and the shirt that I wore on the plane a couple weeks ago when we got the picture, and everybody was like, "Oh, AJ's wearing an AC Tap shirt." I was talking to the bartender there, and she was saying that some lady drove from past Green Bay, so it was like extra 30 minutes, so an hour and a half up there, and she bought 6 of them. Turned around and went back home, like, just because all her family wanted them. So, things like that. And it's always nice to, support local businesses, and especially ones, like I said, Al, things I'm passionate in, I'll rep them until I'm dead. So it's definitely awesome. I love being up there.
I love it. I love the Door County love. I got to ask, though, real quick, before we get to social life, you mentioned the walk to the plane. You guys know what you're doing. How much thought goes into that? Because obviously we saw Rodgers with the "Our coach is hotter than yours" shirt yesterday. You guys are always prepping and preening for the camera. Do you guys talk about that beforehand? Is that like we're gonna like try to vie for the post, like the one that leads Packers.com, or is it just kind of just whatever I'm wearing, I'm walking out there?
Yeah. I think some do, some don't. I don't ever talk about what I'm gonna wear with anybody, but for me it depends on kind of how far we're going, really. If we're going, like when we went to San Fran, I think I wore like the travel suits, the sweats and the sweatshirt. I don't really care too much about wearing too much crazy. Now being a engaged man, I'm transitioning more to like the dad lifestyle. So I look at guys like Randall Cobb, and he's always wearing like these nice, color coordinated, very sophisticated looks.
Randall's got it going on. No doubt.
I threw on the overcoat last week with the sweater underneath.
Nice stuff, right? Yeah.
I'm working my way there.
All right.
Working my way there. But everybody has their own flair. Obviously, there's always MVS who's always out there. Preston, Smash, those guys always kind of lead the pack with the outfits.
What I think is the most underrated dresser on the team is Big Dog. You talk about a guy who just has the style and is so impeccable every time.
That is swag, drip, style, whatever you want to call it.
Every time.
And it's like he doesn't even need to be outspoken about it. It's there and okay, it's subtle. It's subtle.
It's effort,
you did that. Yeah. You just probably grabbed it up out of the closet. It was like, I'll throw this on.
Exactly.
And beat everybody.
It's so great. All right, let's do it. Tyler's waiting patiently. Let's get into AJ's social life.
AJ Dillon, pause. Everybody pause. Pause for a second. I don't mean to kill the vibe, but we got to get rid of this. Put your hoodies up. I need a moment of silence. AJ, put your hoodie up. I need a moment of silence. for the streak. The streak of me being on the show and you talking to me and us talking together and us being friends and you getting W's has ended. Okay? And we just need a quick moment of silence for that. Bow your heads, will you, please? All right, we're on to the Rams. Here we go. I love it. I love it. You love it. Hey, AJ, you talked about the key. Let's talk about this key. I got a picture of it from your Twitter. The key of Door County. What can you do with this key now? You told Sarah about the ceremony. It was beautiful. It was exciting. Can you get into AC Tap at 2 a.m. and make yourself some wings? Can you? What goes on here? What's up with this key? What's the stipulations? What are the rules they gave you?
Well, come on, man. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Here, we'll go back through it for you. It's a key. It's a key. And what's the name of the county?
Door County. You can get anywhere, huh? Anywhere.
I got a key, and it opens up a lot of doors.
Okay. All right. We'll take it. So anywhere you want. All right.
Anywhere.
There it is.
Poor
explanation.
Tyler just got roasted.
Roasted.
Hey, Tyler,
Roasted.
Just know if you want to come up, spend some time in the county, I'll introduce you to the town folk.
AJ, I gotta let you know. Tyler's gonna be in town next week.
Yep.
Tyler's gonna be in town for the Rams
some
game.
content.
I'm surprised he's not going for another trip and leaving me for 3 weeks.
Hey!
Come on. I didn't know.
I missed the guy.
You're supposed to be roasting.
I missed
supposed to be roasting.
I felt a little alone.
Oh, that's nice. I was gonna say you're supposed to be roasting turkeys this week, not me. Come on, man. Come on.
Man.
You ever had roasted ram?
Roasted what?
Ram?
Roasted
ram?
There we go.
Oh, I get it, because you're playing the Rams. That's funny. That's pretty great. It took me a minute. I'm having a rough day. Guys.
Wow.
I'm having a rough day. Hey, we got 3 minutes left of the show. Let's move on.
This show is
Stock.
off the rails. So much.
AJ, you're self-employed now. Let's show us a picture of this stock. I'm so done. Show us a picture of this stock here. What's going on here? We got a picture of it. All right, there it is. You look great. You're self-employed. You and Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones also bought some. Did anybody else on the team buy some stock? First of all, I want to hear, had you known about the stock thing before you got drafted? Let's talk about this. I want to hear the whole stock story.
All right. So my first introduction to Packers stock was right after I got drafted the following morning. You guys know I moved out here 3 days later, blah, blah, blah. And I've been here ever since. But I watched this 2.5 hour documentary about what Packers, what everything is, a tradition. And in it had this segment where, and it's an old video, it's really outdated on YouTube, but they're doing in-person interviews to all these homes in the Green Bay area of, people who've been owners for years or 40 years and have passed down to their grandkid and so forth. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And obviously I learned that there was no owner of the team and things like that. And so when I saw that there might be, it was a week before it actually got dropped, but it was we might, be releasing stock. I was like, I got to have one. And so then obviously, it's always been a goal of mine to, at some point, I didn't know it was going to happen this soon, but at some point to be self-employed and be my own boss. And, I got that opportunity in my second year in the NFL. So it's pretty cool. Not many people, I guess there's probably 300,000 or something like that. But many other people than that can say that they own an NFL franchise. So, it's pretty nice.
That's incredible, dude. I mean, so was there anybody else besides Mr. Jones that you knew about that was going out buying this stock? We just think it's so cool as fans, especially because,
No.
we're like, oh, this is awesome.
It's so awesome. It's so awesome. I think Ben Kurt, I think also did. I saw him waiting in line for a while. He complained about that. He told me. But I was an early riser. I got in there early. I only waited 20 minutes. My friend, my roommate from college, one of my offensive linemen came up here to visit me, and Eddie Fish, he bought some stock. So my good friend got some stock. So I'm actually thinking if there's any left, actually I can't say it, but I'm going to get a birthday present for someone in my family.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love it, dude. Dude, thank you so much. As always, we appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Al, Monte, Sarah,
Look at him doing the outro for me. I love it. Like this guy's like an old pro.
Our esteemed panelists.
I love it.
I'm just trying to get out of this train wreck.
Don't forget, everyone. Hey, do not forget to head to ajdillon28.com for everything Quadfather, including tons of great merch, including a free signed Quadfather 8x10 with any order over $100. Be sure to check it out. For AJ, Corey, myself, and our esteemed panel, Sarah, Al, Monte, and of course, Tyler Herrick. Thank you, everybody. AJ, have a great week, buddy. Good luck against the Rams. Keep carrying the G. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, AJ.
Hey, go Pack, go.